Shabbat Shalom, my friends, and Chag Samayach. Well, let's just be a little bit honest right at the beginning of things. The end of the festival of Sukkot is a little bit convoluted and even complicated and confusing. In Reform congregations right now, Friday evening and Saturday is observed as Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, Friday evening, Saturday evening. In conservative and Orthodox congregations, Friday evening to Saturday evening, Shmini Atzeret. Saturday evening through Sunday evening is Simchat Torah. And as a matter of fact, in some traditional families, you actually have them taking meals in the Sukkah on the last day, Shmini Atzeret, in which, in fact, you're not required to be in the Sukkah at all, but people kind of had to let go of it. This low-level dissonance in how the sacred calendar works is, of course, exacerbated by the fact that we live in the era, the epoch of pandemic. Our Sukkot should have been filled all week long with visitors, family and friends, and also those wonderful ushpizin, visitors from the past who are invited into our Sukkah so we can have imaginary conversations with them about things that are important. What if we had that supremely interesting false Messiah, Shabtai Tzvi, sitting next to us inside of our Sukkah, and we ask him a typical question: why is it that people still dream of being saved from problems that they themselves have created by dreaming about the sudden appearance of a miracle worker? Why do we do that? Or even asking Maimonides, how do you feel about 21st century American Jewish life? And would you please pass the brisket, the ushpizin? But alas, masks and social distancing and just plain common sense have made the appearance of physical visitors in our Sukkot really difficult to arrange. And so, thank God, we can still deal with the ushpizin and have great conversations with them. And as for our dancing with the Torah scrolls on Simchat Torah to the raucous sounds of a klezmer band, that's just going to have to wait till next year. And I pray to God that, in fact, next year we'll have the klezmer bands who will be dancing ourselves with the Sifrei Torah. So on this Shabbat morning, we could have been reading, based upon how we view the calendar, from Deuteronomy 14:22 to 16:17 and Numbers 29:35 to 31, the traditional readings. Or we could have been reading the very, 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 very last Sedra in the Torah, the last section of Deuteronomy, which speaks about the death of Moses. We could have been doing that. But the most comforting news of all is that we will be back together on October 17th, all of us reading Breshit Aleph Aleph, Genesis 1:1 and following, as the sacred cycle of reading the Torah begins all over again. As I read in a Chabad site this week, quote, no matter how far they might have traveled, every Jewish soul will return home. Oh, wait, you ask. How did I get to a Chabad site? Not my usual place of visitation. I'm glad you asked. I was actually looking for something new for this broadcast, for a different take on Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. As I searched, I saw an unexpected rabbit hole and I jumped into it. And you know what? I'm really glad that I did. The following teaching is based upon a posting by Yosef Y. Jacobson. Why did God go through all of that trouble, the trouble, to create a cosmos? What did not exist before creation that God somehow wanted? The Kabbalah teaches that God wanted the opportunity to love an other. And this means that there needed to be someone or something that was not God for God to love. As we say in Hebrew, kiviyachol, so to speak, God needed us. So there'd be a marriage between God and us. And that marriage, over the many centuries, has not always been a happy marriage. And it's not always been a marriage free of conflict and pain. But it is a marriage nonetheless in which love always prevails. And since ultimately God is all, then the two partners, God and us, will forever feel a powerful yearning, an indescribable yearning to bring God and not God back again into the primordial oneness. Jacobson invites us to look at the season stretching from Rosh Hashanah until this very moment. He teaches, the Kabbalah views Rosh Hashanah as the cosmic wedding occasion. The courtship began in Elul. You know, Elul, the last month of the Hebrew calendar year, Aleph Lamed Vav Lamed, is often taken apart to be Ani L'Dodi V'Dodi Li. I am my beloved's, my beloved is mine. It is a time for love. God courts the people Israel during the month of Elul. And then, on the eve of Rosh Hashanah, the groom-to-be, God, proposes to the bride-to-be, Israel. All of creation holds its breath. Even the heavens tremble. The very consciousness that holds the cosmos together grows frail and weak. We creatures, we sense our own frailty and our own weakness as Rosh Hashanah services begin. Will the bride agree? Will we agree? The shofar blasts on Rosh Hashanah morning are our voice then. Those shofarot are our voice, the voice of the bride, responding to God's request with our own yearning cry to seek to connect with God. We have to decide Rosh Hashanah morning, Tikiyah Gedolah, we say yes. The wedding, that's Yom Kippur. The bride fasts, that's a tradition still in Jewish literature. The bride fasts. The Talmud teaches that beneath the chuppah, all sins are forgiven. Yom Kippur. All sins are forgiven beneath the chuppah. Kol Nidre opens the ceremony as we let go of our resentments and anger and fear. And by the time we get to Ne'ilah, every soul, the Kabbalah teaches, is at one with God. The marriage has been achieved. Wait, now it's time to rejoice. Sukkot, Zman Simchatenu, our time of rejoicing, feasting, ecstatic happiness, celebrating the union between God and not God, between God and us. And the greatest intimacy and the most sublime joy comes on the occasion of Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah. For the brief moment, Shmini Atzeret Simchat Torah, all barriers are dissolved. We feel the possibility of eternal union. We feel the possibility of an end to all divisions, and therefore, Simchat Torah, we dance with wild abandon. And by the way, we also recite Mashiv Haruach Merida Gashem. We also recite the special prayer that initiates the fall rainy season, the prayer for rain, the arrival of the nurturing winter rains, Shmini Atzeret. And symbolically, the rains are a promise that this marriage will be fruitful. So far, Jacobson. Now, there is real beauty and richness and meaning in these texts. I like them. There is a poetic vision that seems so very true to me as our festival season ends, even though it is not the kind of truth that students of cosmology who focus upon the origin and development of the universe would care about. They're not those truths. There are truths. A truth that we Jews do not feel alone in the universe. A truth that we sense that we are not here by accident and without purpose. A truth that love is what gives purpose to every single one of our deeds and to every single one of our days. A truth that joy is permanently embedded in the human story. A truth that despite all of our travail, at the end of the day, greatness still awaits us. That's Jacobson. That's Kabbalah. That's what I found when I jumped down the rabbit hole. So, let me summarize. Here's that Kabbalistic package. Even during these days of a pandemic, we are able to move from courtship to marriage, from separation to a loving union. During this time, even during the period of COVID-19, we have appropriate greetings for each stage of the relationship. Shana Tova, Tzom Kal, Mazal Tov, Chag Samayach. And of course, tying all of them together, Shabbat Shalom. What a beautiful end of a magnificent season. Let's come together next week and begin the reading of Torah all over again. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Samayach.